flash here. So I'm going to be painting the tail now. He's more or less done. Got some touching up to do, and still got his nose to put on. I got that primed, so I'll put that on and paint it. Also the eyes, the pupils here, the irises. I'm gonna do that with some clear resin, so I'll get that done as well. But get the tail done, and figure is more or less finished. And then we're going to, well, one step at a time. Let's do the tail. We'll start it off with the pink base color, which was this dwarf skin here, and start with that. And still got some of the green here. So let's just get white rats have kind of pink tails. Obviously he's not a white rat, but he's a green rat. But we'll be doing some green also. See if we can... I guess his fur is green, his hair is green, but underneath he's a little pink rat, a little pink rodent. So here we go. All right. Whoa. Okay, try it again. There we go. All right. Got all of the gunk out, the chunks of dried paint. All right. So there is the foundation of his tail. All right. Yeah, I'll need some of that other pink color also, but and we've got the nose. I just gave it some black primer. We've got a little spot there where it was on the sprue, so obviously going to need to touch that up a bit. But while we're waiting, let's give him a nose. Something like that. All right. There we go. So there he is. All right. Much better. Yeah, we'll have to touch it up. It's, like I said, it's just a black primer. Okay. Okay, so one thing I thought I would try for his eyes here, since I don't have the clear parts that are normally used for that, and the original Revell kit came with translucent red plastic parts. I'm gonna make some. So in the in the Dr. Jekyll kit, which is in the previous video, I used a 3D printer to print some of the glassware that was on his science table there. So I used this Anycubic high clear resin in my 3D printer and was able to print some clear flasks and bottles and that sort of thing. So what I've done is I've got a little bit of that resin, and it's not, it's used for 3D printing. It's not for casting, but I think it will work. I think resin is resin, I hope. So I've got a little bit here, and then I got some of this transparent pigment for resin, for dyeing resin, different colors, so UV resin. So I mixed a little with that, put a little of that in the clear resin here. So I've got just a little bit, and it's kind of translucent red here. So I'm hoping that I've got enough. I just need like 2 drops, one drop in each eye, that I can make some nice little pupils, irises, whatever, eyes with the resin. So enough talk. So I've got this trusty syringe here, so let's see if I can scoop some up. And just a little drip, drip. One in each eye ought to do it. And if it doesn't work, I'll just wipe it out. But if it looks good, then I just cure it with a UV light, and we should be good to go. So let's give it a shot, see what happens. 1 drip in each eye, 1 drop in each eye. It's 1. Okay. Oh. There we go. So we're going to leave him. Let's see, I need something to prop him up. Hang on. I don't want that to run too much. We don't want it to spill over. How are we going to do that? Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh! Well, it looked like it survived. Okay. Here we go. We ready to try it? Okay, so I've just got this UV light here. So I'm going to turn out this light, and let's zap it and see what happens. Wow, that's interesting. He looks pretty cool. Looks pretty creepy. That's wild. I like that. Okay, I'm not sure exactly how long I need to do this, so we'll keep it going. I will let you know what happened. Okay, so there he is with his new beady red eyes, and here we can poke them. They're pretty solid. So I still got to highlight some of the veins in his eyes. He's got to have very bloodshot eyes. Nose is still drying, so I think that's going to work. It's kind of cool. Oh, let's turn the light back on. That will help. So there he is. Hope that works. Okay. Okay, so this is the last of the green that I mixed up. And it's doing okay. Thought maybe some dry brushing on his tail, although I could maybe use a larger brush for this. Yes. I think that might work out a little better. sure. We may need the airbrush again, actually. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm not liking this too much, but we may need nice light, kind of a glaze. Mix it up a little bit, some darker tones maybe, oh, okay, that's a bit much. We'll tone it back a little bit. Bottom is not that much of an issue since it's not going to be visible. With a little pink tip, maybe. Maybe a little bit of a lighter pink. Let's have a little fun. Let's see. Maybe put back some of that. Oh yeah, there's a whole area I missed. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, it's a little more solid green. Actually, the base of his tail, I think, is... Whoops. Should not be so green, but... Come on, it's a Rat Fink. He's not... He's like no genus or species that, you know, ever walked walked the face of the earth or whatever. Okay. Something like that, maybe. I don't know, we'll have to... A couple of highlights, some shadows, some dark, mix it up a bit. So, I like the eyes. Yeah, I think just a little bit of work, but keep going. The nose, I actually touched up the nose and needs a little more work. Then I need to put some highlights in the teeth, just a little bit, like a white edge, make them stand out a little more, a little bit more shadows and, you know, highlighting some of these folds and wrinkles. And then he's going to be done. I'll have to see what I can do with his shirt. Actually, once I put a final glaze on it, it should be okay. Need to bring out some of the details in the back here, a little bit of wash. I'm real pleased with his little hairdo here. There should be something up there, but we'll keep going. Okay, now we'll see if we can get those bloodshot eyes. So, got a little thinned down red paint here. Okay, we'll see what we can do. Oh, I need to... All right. Something like that. Need to touch up the whites of his eyes also. They're a little off, but okay. Also need to, yeah, this is... His shirt definitely needs some work here. But it's not blending very well. It's not pure red in his shirt. It's got a lot of the primer showing through underneath, I think. All right. So here he is. I think he is done. I could keep working on this for hours and hours and just fiddling with it and messing with it, but I think we're done. The only thing left to do is to give him a coat of varnish, give him a coat of gloss varnish, and that will even out some of the tones of the shirt and everything else. But I think he looks good. I like the eyes. I think the eyes came out well. And his face, it's pretty much what I had hoped for. There's not much going on in the back, but he looks good. I think the tail came out good. Nose is good. So the kit came with this as a base, which it's the original base that the kit came with, the original Revell kit. just glue him to that, I guess. And, you know, it's okay. Here we've got the, what does it say? 1964, Ed Roth, 1964. Guess he goes that way. That's okay. I was hoping to do something a little more interesting. So, I got this little 5x7 wooden plaque. I picked this up at a chain arts and crafts store in my area that was going out of business. It's a nationwide chain, declared bankruptcy, and so everything is on sale. So this plaque cost me $1, and I just put some sanded it down on the edges, put some clear varnish on it, so it looks kind of finished, kind of nice. Then I glued this piece of just styrene plastic, very thin styrene plastic, and this is just black primer. So I'm hoping to make this kind of look like asphalt, like blacktop. And so I thought I would put Mr. Rat Fink right about here. And then because he is a, a denizen of the kind of lower orders, although he is lovable, he does have a heart of gold, but he is kind of a, like I said, a denizen of the lower orders. He's not a real classy guy. I got this 3D printed trash can. It's an oil drum, and I printed it. I've actually got a crack in it, but it was hollow. It's got a lot of internal supports in here. I cut the top off, and so this is going to be back here. He's kind of hanging out by the trash can, which is a good place for him, I think. So I will, I'm going to make some stuff to actually go in the trash can, some actual garbage. So, I mean, nothing too offensive, but he is Rat Fink, so he hangs out with the garbage. So we're going to make him look like this, I think. So I've just given this a coat of primer, so I'm going to paint it and weather it, get it going, and then I'm going to have to find some trash fitting to the Rat Fink to go in there. So we'll get this going. Once that is done, I think we will be finished completely. So let's get started on that. So this is Vallejo German camouflage beige, World War II German camouflage beige. So we'll try that just as a base coat. I'm not sure what color this trash can is ultimately going to be. I think it's probably going to be a little rusty, but we need some kind of a good base color. So this might work out okay. Looks like we're going to need more than one coat, actually. I got the file for this just off of cults3d.com, and if you just do a search for 3D printer oil drum, there are lots of files, free, didn't cost anything, and printed up very nicely. Took several hours on my kind of old-fashioned 3D printer, but it did work. Some Anycubic resin came out nice, and I'm pleased with it. Scaled it up to, I didn't want to make it too small, I didn't want to make it too big. Didn't want a small trash can would mean that Rat Fink is more of a giant than I think he actually is, but this, I think this might be about 1/12 scale, something like that. I suspect maybe Rat Fink is about 1/12 scale, 1/8 thereabouts. let's see if, yeah, that crack, I will actually hide this crack with a piece of garbage. So, thought I would make an old rag. Like somebody threw an old rag into the trash can, and it didn't quite make it all the way in, so it's going to be hanging over the edge of the trash can. That will hide the crack, I think. That will work. There's always a way. I glued it, and I guess if I really had to, I mean, I could use some putty, some Tamiya putty to putty up the crack, but as long as it's structurally sound, it's not going to come apart. I think it'll be okay. Well, I also need, well, I don't have anything to hold it with. Need to do the top and inside, since the top and inside will be visible, at least at the very beginning. I cut out some of the supports, but some of the supports are still there to, they will hold up the garbage to create the illusion of a trash can that's actually full of garbage. It won't be actually completely full of garbage. It will only have the top portion with garbage. It's a trick that we modelers play to, well, or it's laziness, I guess, one or the other. Create the illusion of garbage. Although sometimes my garbage is the real thing, but nothing illusory about it. But that's a whole nother story. Okay, so while the trash can is drying, I would like to have this look like some nice kind of well-worn, well-used asphalt, not like a nice pristine asphalt. I got this paint here. It's acrylic paint mixed with iron oxide, I guess iron oxide granules. It's very kind of fine granule texture, and I thought I would use that. It's interesting stuff. Never used it before, so we'll see how it goes, but I thought it would give this ground some kind of texture. This, it is, oh, we've got a little divot there. See if I can do it without brush marks, but, wow. Well, that could be a crack in the cement, I guess. A crack in the asphalt. Here, let's, there we go. We can see a little better. Been looking at how do you make cracked asphalt? Looked in the street, potholes, and repaired asphalt cracks. It seems to be kind of random. Not sure how thick I can make this, but I guess I need to figure out which direction the cracks should be going, and they should all be kind of going the same direction. I don't know. I like to try to get the texture. And then there would be patches where it's pretty uniform, and then there's cracks and divots, and I can't really do potholes, but actually, maybe a smaller brush would work at this point. Yeah, and actually even smaller brush than that. Let's try the swan. Problem is, I don't know where the figure's gonna go. Well, we don't want it to be too liquidy, but I don't know. Again, it's kind of fun. I could really go nuts with this stuff, but I don't know if that would do any good. It's okay, well, we'll try that. Okay, well, that was fun. We'll let it dry and get back to it. I think maybe. No, we're still not quite right, but yeah, maybe something like that. Because actually, I need to put some of that on this trash can too. Maybe some rusty texture here will help. It's pretty close. I'm gonna try it. This is just for the texture. It's not necessarily for the color. But we'll see. Can always fix it later if I have to. But hopefully some kind of dry brush effects here. I think these barrels usually get rust around this rim here. Yeah, we may have to change the color completely on this. I guess maybe both sides. I don't know. Some spots of rust here and there. That's the way to do it. The water dripping, running down the side, getting caught in the little curve and rusting. So then this will have to be rust colored. But that's the idea. Okay. Okay. Here's the base. I think I overdid it a little bit on the base, but it looks okay. It's got a lot of texture to it. I wanted to make it look like a really, really old, worn out parking lot. A nasty, nasty parking lot. And I don't know, I think it'll work. For the trash can, after painting and working on it, coming up with some actual trash objects to put in it, got the trash can here. Tried to make it a rusty trash can, a rusty oil drum used as a trash can. Inside we've got a banana peel. We've got an old rag that's somebody threw into the can. It didn't quite make it. It's hanging over the edge there. This rag is actually covering up the crack that I put in it when I was sanding it. We've got a coffee cup here, somebody's little latte, and we've got a styrofoam takeout food container there, cardboard box, and just some general rubbish here, whatever. I made this stuff by using just a wet paper towel, and then I coated it with white glue with the tacky glue here, brushed it on, thinned it out so it dries pretty hard. That's how I made this just bundle of trash here, and also this rag. The cardboard box comes from a accessory kit for plastic armor models. It just came on a sheet and you cut them out. It's supposed to be a box of military rations. The rest of it I made using this Sculpey air dry clay. This stuff works great. I had never used it before. I was going to use the epoxy resin, the Milliput, but I got some of that stuff and it works really well. I just sculpted it out to the basic shape, let them dry, and in the case of the cup and the food container here, I was able to just shape them with emery boards, sandpaper, files. Got it. I think it looks reasonably well. May not be 100% to scale, but and then the banana, I just flattened out some pieces, cut them into the shapes, and just kind of stuck them together, and then put it on top of here, and let it dry, and then painted it. So I think it looks pretty cool. So there it is. So the trash can is going to go right about there, and then the guest of honor is here, and I've given him a coat of actually a semi-gloss varnish. It's a little bit glossier than I thought, but he's a shiny character, so I think he looks pretty good, and I'm going to put him right about here so he is in his element. And that's it. I think we are done. He looks pretty good. This has been a lot of fun. There. So if you made it this far, thanks again for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you subscribe, I know we're going to have a lot more interesting content, a lot more interesting stuff going up. A lot of things in the works. Should be very fun. Trying to do a lot of different, interesting things. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'd love to hear it, good or bad. This was a fun project. I think I've probably done at least 2 or 3 other Rat Finks since I was, a kid. Since I'm old enough to remember when these kits were. You could go into the store and buy these kits, or these kits were available. Well, I guess they still are. when the original Revell kits were still available. Anyway, thanks again. I will leave some more photos at the end, and thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next modal.